All right, mic check, mic check. Hey, JC, good evening. You weren't here before I even posted the link. Or maybe as I did. All right. Yes, it is 8:30. So it's time to get going with our first Patreon break of 2026. This is the January break. And for those that are new to the Patreon, basically what happens is in the month, so in this case, the month of January, people can sign up or continue with their subscription. And then we break whatever the January break is in the next, usually in the first week of the following month, once Patreon has sort of processed all the fees. And then for February, we'll do the same thing. We'll break that in early March, etc. Good evening, Adam. And speaking of, before we get to tonight's break, let's talk about the February break. We do have some teams available for the February break. So we've got 2 boxes coming up in February. The first is going to be a box of 2025 Heritage High Number, and then the other is going to be a box of 2025 Topps Chrome Update. This is a hobby box of the Heritage, and then this is, of course, one of those mega boxes of Topps Chrome Update series. So that's coming up for February, and those signups are live on the Patreon now, so feel free to check that out if you're interested. For tonight, though, we are going to do the January break, which is a box of 2025 Topps Archives. And we've had good luck with archives in the past, so I'm definitely excited for this one. Yes. JC says, hooray for Heritage High. Can't find it anywhere. Yeah, I managed to grab that. I think I actually, if I'm not mistaken, I might have ordered that directly from Topps even. Sometimes I get in on their initial things. I can't remember now, though. It's been a while. But yes, I have a box. It's in hand, so we're in good shape. And then finally, before we get to tonight's break, I would be remiss if I didn't mention over on my Discord, I posed the question earlier tonight if people would be interested in a Breakers Club. This would not be a Patreon thing. This would just be open to everybody that wants to join. A little bit of interest. Not sure if there's enough interest yet. So if you think you might be interested, please chime in over there. It's under the question of the day category, which admittedly I do not update every day or even maybe every month at times, but that's where I put it. So let me know what you think there. And good evening, Super Gadget, Adam, JC, and everyone else watching. So let's jump right in, shall we? Since this is a new break, let me quickly go through who has what. Mike grabbed the Diamondbacks, White Sox, Marlins, and Rays to close out the break today, so I very much appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. Jackal has the Braves and Mets. Super Gadget grabbed the Orioles, Red Sox, and Athletics. Ryhawk has the Cubs. I have the Reds. Level Brick Blow has the Guardians. Adam K has the Rockies. Pennsylvania Tiger has the Tigers. JC has the Astros and Royals. Peach Pits has the Angels and Blue Jays. Dr. Mustang the Dodgers. Uncle Ben the Brewers. Iowa State the Twins. Lost Collector the Yankees. Dan R the Phillies. 412 J Mac the Pirates. Swinko has the Padres. Vosbrink has the Giants. Ocelot has the Mariners. Carbs on Cards has the Cardinals. Tasty Brisket has the Rangers. And the Nationals are going to Don Dog. So that's who has what for this particular break. All right, I think we got all the bookkeeping out of the way. This shouldn't take us too long. We've got 24 packs, 8 cards per pack. So not a, we won't be here for hours like maybe we are sometimes with some of the Breaker Club evenings. But it feels good to get back in the saddle, so to speak. It's been a while since we've had a break. I have been crazy busy with work. Not that anyone wants to hear about work, but I am teaching a new class I've never taught before, and it is a lot of work. So my nights have been lesson planning, and my days have been lesson planning, and blah, blah, blah. So I have not spent as much time with cards as maybe I would like, but, here we are. So there's your empty box. I'll slide that over here. And here are all of your packs. You can see a little hobby logo, which I always appreciate on a pack. And kind of almost looks like a circus tent sort of thing. And then some numbers, RBI, whatever in the background there. So, I don't know, kind of a strange looking pack, honestly. This is my first time opening 2025 archives. So all these will be new to me. So yeah, let's jump right into pack number 1. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention, but we should have 2 autographs and then 8 exclusive pink parallels per box. So that's what the hobby boxes should hold. And our first card out of the box is Chipper Jones of the Braves. We got CC Sabathia, Yankees. Mackenzie Gore, Nationals. And I will make sure to show all these because there are variations and all that kind of stuff. At least I assume there are, because I don't actually look that up this time. But we got Connor Norby, rookie for the Marlins. Is this the 94 Topps design? Is that what that is? Not my favorite design. Freddie Freeman, Dodgers. We've got a Carl Yastrzemski All-Star card. That's what the backs of those look like. Giving strong Topps Big League vibes there. Not necessarily a bad thing. We got Jeremy Pena for the Astros and Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Nice one for the Dodgers there. So there's your first pack. I have been having a heck of a time trying to find 2026 Topps Series 1 online to order. I think it comes out either later this week or early next week, and I wanted to do it for a group break, and it's been nearly impossible to find. All right, we've got Jackson Merrill for the Padres. We got Josh Jung, Rangers. Cameron Misner for the Rays. Our first pink is Fernando Tatis Jr. for the Padres. I'll go to Swinko Stack. I'm sure he'll be happy about that one. Spencer Strider for the Braves. Alfonso Soriano for the Yankees. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper for the Mariners. And old school Oral Hershiser for the Dodgers. So Archives, of course, kind of a hybrid set between Heritage and just, modern Topps. You get new players, you get old players, you get a little bit of everything. You never quite know what to expect. They're fun to open. We got JC Escara for the Yankees. I used to collect the archive sets, but I have given up on them. I will be going after the Barry Larkin cards, though, and I do believe he has a bunch of cards in this set. Yadi Molina for the Cardinals. Andrew Jones, Braves. Ernie Banks, Cubs. We've got Josh Naylor for the Diamondbacks, and we have a green James Wood for the Nationals, numbered out of 99 up there in the corner. This is 80 out of 99. The light on it just right. You can make out the 80 there. Going to the National. Let's go to Donnie Beck. Very nice. Boardwalk and Baseball, top run makers. James Wood auto. Or, yeah, not auto, but serial numbered. We got Zach DeZenzo for the Astros, and Spencer Schwellenbach for the Braves. All right, JC's got some information for me. It says short print image variations. The 64 has position on the lower left, name on the lower right. 2005 has the player name along the left, team along the right. I mean, good grief. What a silly bunch of variations. All right, let's leave that right away, though. A nice start to the box. I am pretty much over the random variations like that. It was cute when Topps was accurate back in the day of the early days of Topps Heritage. They tried to be accurate to the sets that they were mimicking for that particular year, but I don't know. I just think it's too much now. All right, the 96 card. Oh, it's 96. I think I said 94. 96 cards. Missing team logos from what you can tell. Okay. Well, we'll try to see if I'm hoping they're upside down if we pull one, but I'll make sure to show every card. If anyone sees one, holler. We got Starlin Marte for the Mets. Will Wagner, Blue Jays. For the Phillies, Aaron Nola. Our next pink is a Ryan Bliss, rookie for the Mariners. Like that blue Seattle jersey that he has on. We got Heston Kjerstad for the Orioles. Gabriel Moreno for the Diamondbacks. Austin Riley for the Braves. And Justin Henry Malloy, rookie for Detroit. Next pack. Dale Armador for the Rockies. Colton Cowser, Orioles. There's a nice Ichiro for the Mariners. And going old school now, we got Stan Musial for St. Louis. And we've got the retired Joey Votto, who is now coming back as a announcer, broadcaster. I think that's what I read. NBC, maybe? So that's cool. Get a new Votto card for me. We got Connor Norby, top run maker, Boardwalk in Baseball. And speaking of Boardwalk in Baseball, JC says that's his favorite insert set. Used to visit the theme park way back in the day. Where was that theme park? Zach Neto for the Angels and Brian Reynolds for Pittsburgh. Next pack. For the Red Sox, Christian Campbell. For the Yankees, Derek Jeter. And we have our first autograph. It is going to the Guardians, Jhonkensy Noel. He of holiday fame with the last name Noel. This is going to the Guardians. And the Guardians, this is going to Level Brick Blow. So first auto, nice looking signature. It's a fan favorite from the fan favorite set. That's what the back looks like. Pretty cool. Not quite the Shohei Ohtani that we pulled one year, but, you know, not bad. Julio Rodriguez for the Mariners. Grayson Rodriguez for the Orioles. We've got Pablo Lopez for the Twins. Marcelo Mayer for the Red Sox. And another Red Sox, old school, Carl Yastrzemski, which is not spelled right. That feels wrong to me. Yastrzemski. Isn't the S in the wrong spot there? I don't know. All right. Let me sleeve that auto real fast. You can tell I'm tired. My brain not fully functioning. Oh, DF8. I did not know that. Old Big Christmas. All right. Hey, we got a Pudge sighting. Of course we did, right? For the Rangers. All right, Super Gadget has confirmed that I was correct about the error there. It just didn't look right when I looked at it. Got Gunnar Hogland for the Athletics. That's quite the name. For the A's, another A, Brent Rooker. And another A, Jacob Wilson, rookie. And we got Ceddanne Rafaela, Red Sox. And then we've got a all-star Matt Olson, 486. Oh, this is the Cyber Stats. That's right. So the Cyber Stats back in the day were Topps was so proud of themselves. They did a computer simulation of the rest of the season that was wiped out from the strike. And they released the Cyber Stat cards that were supposed to be like how the season would have gone. And this is obviously a play on that. The old Cyber Stats didn't have American Bunting in the background, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, but that's where that came from. That I do know because that was my era of collecting. We got Brian McCann for the Braves and Alex Bregman for Boston. Yeah, I thought it was misspelled, and I don't know. I just took one glance at it, and then I second-guessed myself. You'd think that wouldn't happen in today's day and age. Ken Griffey Jr., nice one for the Mariners. Not a red, unfortunately, for me, but, you know, the kid just has great cards. Byron Buxton for the Twins. There's a red. Hunter Green in the pink parallel. We got Dansby Swanson for the Cubs. Will Smith for the Dodgers. Andrew McCutchen for Pittsburgh. Is Pittsburgh going to sign McCutchen? The Reds got Eugenio Suarez back. So that kind of leaves the Pirates up a creek without a proverbial paddle when they were looking for a power hitter. I don't know how much McCutchen has left in him, but he's still unsigned as far as I know. The Giants get Willie Adames, and the Dodgers get Mookie Betts. Let me just slide some of these base cards out of the way. JC, par for Fanatics. Yeah, unfortunately, you're not wrong. I think they're more interested in... I don't even know what they're interested in, actually. Making money fist over fist, I think, is what they're interested in. All right, next up, for the Cardinals, Nolan Arenado. For the Red Sox, Pedro Martinez. We got Wyatt Langford for the Rangers. Carlos Correa for the Twins. Hank Aaron for the Braves, with the old school Braves A there. We got Matt Shaw, rookie Boardwalking Baseball. I do like this. Although, if you just looked at that front design and told me it was Topps Big League, I would believe you. Drew Thorpe for the White Sox, and Dylan Cruz, rookie for the Nationals. Next up, we got Ty Cobb for the Tigers. Mike Piazza, Mets. We've got Shane Bieber for the Blue Jays as our pink parallel. Don Mattingly, Yankees. Edgar Quero for the White Sox. Sonny Gray for the Cardinals. CJ Abrams for the Nationals. And Seth Lugo for Kansas City. So what do we think of archives? I'm sure some of you have already opened a bunch of archives. I have not. I think they're okay. I wouldn't say that any of the sets they chose for this year are my personal favorite designs, but the 96 that I don't care for. Carlos Santana for the Guardians. Nico Horner, Cubs. Yu Darvish, Padres. There's our Mike Trout for the Angels. We've got Jarren Duran for the Red Sox. And behind that is one of these pop-up cards or stand-up cards, and it's none other than Paul Skeens for Pittsburgh. And they are perforated. You theoretically could pop that up. I am not going to, don't worry. In fact, I will probably be sleeving that before I will definitely be sleeving that to hopefully keep it nice. We got Ryan Sandberg for the Cubs and Austin Wells. I do like these. There was a... what set was there was a set not terribly long ago where Topps made a full insert set of that. I collected it even, but now I'm blanking on where they were most recently. They were in something not that long ago. I don't know. Ronald Acuna Jr. for the Braves. A little bit of a ding down right there. Try to show that when I catch it. Satchel Paige, Browns. We got a rainbow foil, I think this would be. Adrian Gonzalez for the Padres, numbered 58 out of 149. So some more Padre love going to Swinko. Adrian Gonzalez. See the numbering. There you go. You can make that out of 149. Let's leave that in just a moment. Got Matt Olson of the Braves. Kevin Alcantara for the Cubs. Aaron Judge for the Yankees, Drake Baldwin for the Braves, and Junior Caminero for the Rays. Pretty strong pack, all things considered. Okay, we'll add that to our pile over there. Let's get rid of these base again. So yeah, overall so far, we're about halfway through the box. I think it's a decent set, but I think it lives and dies on how much you like the base card designs. And for me, that's where it falls apart a little bit. Caden Dana for the Angels. Jason Dominguez for the Yankees. Kyle Manzado for the Guardians. Clayton Kershaw, probably one of his last active cards for the Dodgers. Chris Morel, Rays. Another baseball and boardwalks, Wyatt Langford for the Rangers. Ricky Henderson for the Athletics. And the Ryan Express, Nolan Ryan, as a Ranger in this set. Again, you never know for sure what team Topps or Fanatics or whoever will choose to show Nolan as, but in this set, he's a Ranger. All right. For the Twins, David Festa. Yankees get Giancarlo Stanton. Oh, we have our second auto, and it's Norichika Aoki. So no Shohei, or no Shohei level ones. But this is going to the Royals. And Kansas City is on my list someplace. JC has this Kansas City. So there you go, JC. And if that's not a card you're interested in, I am sure that there will be people that would want to trade for that one. So there you go. We will continue. Reggie Jackson for the A's, Luke Keschel for the Twins, Francisco Lindor for the Mets, Willie Mays for the Giants, and River Ryan for the Dodgers. Yeah, hopefully every team will get at least a card. There, I think that might be my first Chase Petty card for the Reds. Jack Flaherty, Tigers. I got Ozzie Albies for the Braves. Trey Sweeney, Tigers. Zach Wheeler, Phillies. We got another Padre, Jackson Merrill, stand up. Rafael Devers for the Giants and Jordan Lawler for the Diamondbacks. And I'm just leaving those stand-ups because I don't want them. Try to keep them from. They want to pop. They are perforated. They want to pop. So we'll be careful. All right. Next pack. Yuri Perez for the Marlins. Rhett Lauder for the Reds. There's a nice one. Bryce Harper, pink parallel for the Phillies. Phillies going to Dan. Dan R. There you go, Dan. Sure, that'll be a good one for you. Leo Jimenez for the Blue Jays. Teoscar Hernandez, Dodgers. Albert Pujols, Cardinals. Eddie Murray, Orioles. And Tony Olivo for the Twins with the old school Twins logo. I do like that they made that touch at least. When they have a retired player on there, they're going for a more era-appropriate logo. It's a simple change, but it works. Kyle Tucker, Cubs. Angel Martinez, Guardians. There's a nice Jackie Robinson. We've seen that photo about 1 billion times, but it's still nice. Bo Bichette, Blue Jays. Logan Webb, Giants. We've got another Paul Skeens. Those all-star cards for the Pirates, of course. And another Pirate. We got Jared Jones, one of their other good young pitchers, and Zach Veen for Colorado. Next up is Salvador Perez for the Royals. So JC said Royals are getting skunked. Now they're doing all right. We got Jazz Chisholm Jr. for the Yankees. We've got Ezekiel Tovar, pink parallel for the Rockies. That's going to Adam. Adam has a tough collecting time right now with the Rockies being pretty down on their luck. So glad you got something kind of cool and shiny out of this box. Fernando Tatis for the Padres. Sandy Alcantara Marlins. Hunter Green Reds. We got Mick Abel for the Phillies and Honus Wagner for Pittsburgh. Bringing it super old school there. Next up, Marcell Ozuna. I think he's the other big bat that's not signed last I checked. Zach Gallen, Diamondbacks. Roki Sasaki, Dodgers. Shota Imanaga, Cubs. Vinny Pasquantino, Royals. More Royals. We got another stand-up, Kyle Tucker for the Cubs. Rhys Hoskins, Brewers. And also for the Brewers, Freddie Peralta. Back-to-back Brew Crew there. We're going to Uncle Ben. Couple. Adam says, the Rockies have nobodies for the most part, but makes the breaks cheap. You're not wrong. That's been the Reds for a number of years, I feel like. So I know how it goes. Jace Jung, Tigers. Corbin Burns, Diamondbacks. Garrett Cole, Yankees, pink parallel. Kyle Schwarber, Phillies. Reds tried to get him. Shane McClanahan, Rays. Max Fried, Yankees. Brooke Lee, Twins, and Jordan Westberg of the Orioles. A few more packs yet. I do like that at least there's a lot of packs in the box. 24 is nice. Tariq Skubal, nice one for the Tigers. Framber Valdez for Houston. Tom Seaver as a Met. Ben Williamson for the Mariners. Buster Posey, Giants. We've got a nice one for the Yankees. Aaron Judge. For my Reds, Reese Hines. And more Royals love. Bobby Witt Jr. Royals are usually worth grabbing these days just for the Bobby Witt cards. For the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. We found him. Card 17 in this year's set. Xander Bogaerts for the Padres. And we have a shiny going to Detroit. Almost looks like a leopard print or something. I don't know what they're calling this one. This is 72 out of 75 for the Tigers. He's going to Pennsylvania Tiger. Congratulations to you on this, Jace Jung. Again, not sure what that parallel is called, but it's kind of cool looking. 72 out of 75. Let's leave that in one moment. Sal Frelick for the Brewers. Nolan Shanuel for the Angels. Chris Bryant, Rockies. There's some Rockies love. JT Realmuto, Phillies. And Robert Hassel III for the Nationals. All right, JC coming in strong here for me. Aqua Sculpt foil board. Yeah, I wasn't going to guess that. Not even close to having guessed that. But pretty cool card. The parallels are nice. They're fairly rare, though, based on our box. Vlad Guerrero, Sr. for the Expos. Tyler Soderstrom, Athletics. James Wood, Nationals. We've got Ketel Marte for the Diamondbacks. Luis Angel Acuna, Mets. We got another one of those cyber stats. Giancarlo Stanton for the Yankees. Nick Kurtz, good one for the Athletics. And for the Dodgers, Sandy Koufax. And that leaves us with one last pack. And we start off with an Oriole, Adley Rutschman. Gleyber Torres, Tigers. We've got for the Marlins, Sandy Alcantara. Going to Mike, who grabbed the Marlins last minute. Nice pink parallel for you. Jung-Hoo Lee for the Giants. Adrian Beltre, Rangers. David Ortiz, Red Sox. Royce Lewis, Twins. And Adolis Garcia is our final card for Texas. So no Barry Larkins in there. But we did pull some other good stuff. So I'll quickly recap some of them at least. We had 3 stand-ups, Tucker, Merrill, and Skeens. And then we pulled the James Wood out of 99, the Jace Jung out of 75, the Adrian Gonzalez out of 149, and then our 2 autos, Norichika Aoki and John Kenzie Noel. Easy for me to say. And that does it for this box. I don't know if the Heritage boxes are worth $200, which is basically what I paid for this one, but it's still a fun break. I'll give it that. Like I said, we're going to be doing Heritage High Number and Topps Chrome update next month. So we'll be having 2 boxes next month. And I think I'll start looking together and looking for, like, it goes by Nori, JC says. I appreciate that for him. And like I said, I'm going to start looking for some Breakers Club stuff and see what kind of interest we have for that as well. So we got some fun stuff coming up. Hopefully, I'm slowly getting ahead on my lessons. So hopefully I'll have some time in the evenings that I just did not have basically all of last month. But I'm about 2 weeks ahead right now on lesson planning. So hopefully I can keep that up. And I think with that, I'll call it a night tonight. And thank you guys and gals for hanging out with me. And yeah, I'll be talking to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.